Hello and welcome to CoSpaces tutorial. The first thing we're going to want to do is click up on your address bar on the top here, and let's type in cospaces.io, and you can see there it is right there. Pause the video if you need to type that in. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're just going to hit enter, and that will take us to the CoSpaces loading screen, which is right here. And we're going to go up to the right corner and we're going to click log in. Okay, so once we get to the login page, you're just going to put your username, mine is OSL1, and then my password right there. And then we're just going to click login right here. Once you log in, it should take you to a page that looks like this. You'll see there's archive, free play, my classes, and gallery along the side. We're concerned about the my classes tab right here. And then we're just going to be clicking on this white rectangle right here. Once we get in there, you'll see another one will open up right here. It's called Build a Game. And we're going to click on that just once. Okay, this brings us into our work plane right here. And we're just going to go over a couple basic controls. If I click down on my trackpad or left click on my mouse and just move around, you can see that will move our work plane around. You can't go underneath the work plane, but you can go over top of it. So play around with that for a bit. A second interesting sort of movement characteristic is the sliding in right here. So I'm just two finger sliding on my trackpad to slide into the camera and zoom in, and then I'm just sliding on two fingers on the trackpad to zoom out. This will be your mouse wheel if you are using a mouse. Okay, another characteristic that is really important to know is if I place my mouse, let's say, well, let's grab the camera and let's pull the camera into the top corner of the screen up there. And let's say I want to zoom into that area. If I zoom in, you can see I only zoom into the center. If I want to zoom into where the camera is, I put my mouse over the camera, my little tracker, and then I'm going to click down the spacebar button, and then I'm going to slide two fingers on my trackpad or my mouse wheel, and you can see that zooms in to wherever the mouse pointer is. For example, if I put it down in the corner over here and I put my mouse pointer over the camera and I click down on my spacebar, you can see that it zooms into that area. So that's really handy to know, and you'll be using that a lot. Okay, so let's put our camera in the center of the screen right here. There's a lot of sort of different options up here. We're going to keep it pretty simple for this first lesson. What we're going to do is we're going to be placing something in the corner right here and then just sort of figuring out the grid coordinate system that it uses in CoSpaces. So if you click on Library, and you can see there's different options for library. We're going to click on the Nature tab right there, and we're just going to grab a cactus for now. Alright, and you can click on Library again, and that will get rid of it. And I'm just going to kind of change my angle here, and you can see there's a cactus. It's way too small. So I'm going to click on this drag to scale. I'm going to pull that up, so I'm going to click it and pull, and you can see that makes it a lot bigger. Now, there's some other options here, and the first thing you always want to do when you bring something into your scene is right click it. So right click on a trackpad is two finger click, a right click on a mouse is right click, and we're going to go to name. So name right there, you click on that little tag, and it's called a cactus. You can change it to whatever you want, and we're going to click use in CoBlocks Blockly, and that turns on this little blue sort of button. And that will allow you to use it in the coding function in the right corner here, and we'll be talking about that in a minute. I'm just going through the rest of this tab. This is sort of, it tells you the position of your item, so we'll talk about this in just one second. This is speech, so you can have the cactus say something like hi, and then the cactus actually says hi. You can see it saying hi right there. Physics, don't worry about that. Material, if I click on that, you can change the color of your cactus. So if I want a red cactus, I can change that. And I can change the opacity of it, so you can see it kind of fades it out. Okay. And these are other options here. So if I click duplicate, that will make a copy of it, and I could bring that one over here, but we're not going to use that today. So yeah, those are some options. for manipulating your object. You'll also notice you click on that and it will lift your object up and down. If I click on this translation mode, it can move my object on the X or Y or Z axis. And finally, this one right here is your rotation mode. Let's see if I can change that. There's the rotation mode. So if I click that, let's get back to where I was before. You can rotate your object in different directions here depending on what axis you're looking at. Okay, so those are the basics behind those tools. So what we need to do, oh, one other thing, if it's in rotation mode, you want to turn it off after. And the hotkey for rotation mode is just R, so you can go in and out really quickly. As well, sorry, this bottom one here will rotate the object that way. What we want to do is we are going to code an object to move from this point up to or down to our cactus. So in order to do that, we need to understand how the coordinate system of this area works. So we'll be doing that in the next video.